and welcome to my channel Economics Chit Chat. Today I'm starting a new series from today called as the Developmental Economics. Well, this is something which is a new series where I want to concentrate and I want to discuss about the various developmental aspects of our country. Now, we have seen in our series that I have been speaking about the cost of information, the cost of doing things, or we've been talking about issues like poverty, innovation, development, and factors. And in this series, I'm going to address certain specific issues that are really going to matter in terms of the growth and development. If you look at any country today, developmental economics has become a primary importance altogether. Why? Because if you start understanding the need for developmental economics, it is more focused towards bringing the nation into an integrated path rather than just talking about a specific sectoral growth. Now, recently, you would have seen that there are several sectors which have now started reshaping themselves for a modernized growth process altogether. Now, if you look at the insurance sector, until now, each one of us have believed that insurance was only meant for some backup or for some emergency. But today, insurance has become a vital sector, a very, very important factor in your day-to-day life. Because you never know, it is not just a backup kind of thing. It is now going to be with you forever. Similarly, if you start looking into healthcare, earlier we used to think healthcare was only for those people who were in need of it. But today, healthcare has come more from a preventive standpoint rather than just from a treatment standpoint. So every sector of economic is today trying to change itself and redefine the business module itself. So I felt at this juncture we need to start understanding the most important concept called as the developmental economics. So this series will try to concentrate more about the developmental aspect of why we need to do a particular growth, a particular style of promoting ourselves to the next level altogether. Now, starting with certain predominant sectors in India, like if I'm going to talk about defense or railways or infrastructure, these are all the sectors that have been quite prominently spoken and understood in our economy. But then I'm going to try to include something called as the socio-economic development in this coming series. It has become highly important for us that at the developmental level, the first thing that we need to concentrate and we need to bring over is the quality of life. Over the last few years, we have been seeing that the quality of life in India has been constantly deteriorating. And that's probably one of the reasons, in spite of being a leader in manufacturing, a leader in innovation, a leader in terms of bringing new innovative ideas, but still we have not been recorded or considered as the best nation in the world. Many of us have been trying to go through a very common index called as the Human Development Index. This index is being one of the most important index that is being measuring the quality of life in several countries across the globe. And with no surprises, it has always been Norway, Poland, Finland, Switzerland, or probably Germany, or probably those smaller European countries which have been dominating the list as the best countries ever to live in. So what is wrong with India, or what is the challenges that we are not able to move ourselves as the top 10 country in the world or the top 5 country to live in this world? If you start understanding this series, or if you start understanding the root cause for this, you will start seeing that the first level or the first most important thing from an economic standpoint is that we are not still trying to address the basic factors of our people. We have only been trying to understand that using monetary concept, we would be able to overcome all kinds of benefits, all kinds of challenges altogether, and provide the people whatever they need. But unfortunately, we have not concentrated on giving them a quality oriented life. And the basic for any developmental economy, what I have always felt, is the concept of education and awareness. We need to inculcate the concept of knowledge building exercise somewhere in the economy, which we have failed. Why? Because if you look at the Indian economy, what we have tried to understand is that we have just tried to make education a compulsory mode. If you study till your school level or your high school level or probably till your degree level, the conception, the ideology itself is that you will get a job, you will settle in life. But today, after the COVID-19, you would start understanding that if you want to rebuild your nation and make your country more appreciable, that means you need to concentrate on skills rather than education. Education is not going to be anymore just by acquiring degrees, but what is going to be the real important factor is that we are going to concentrate on skill, reskilling, and then building those skills to the best level possible. Probably this was one of the reasons, if you start looking into those smaller European countries, the most advanced nations, or even in the Asian economy, if I'm going to talk about countries like Singapore or Hong Kong, they have identified the factor that with an education, the skill development is more important. So the word developmental economy starts with the skill development, identifying the right skill, enabling the people with that skill and making them even more powerful, more empowered with their thoughts and with their ideas. That makes them not only job oriented, but that makes them also a future proof oriented, where they will be able to handle or tackle any situation and keep their demand intact in the economy. So this becomes very, very important for us at this stage. Why? Because when I start about the developmental economics, my first ideology is that the coming years, where we are going to see the education system going to get revolutionized through the digital or online mode, the economy for that also needs to support and start thinking whether we should just run the chapters, whether we should just go through the theory or connect the student with a skill that can make him better. Because there's no more point of just looking into it in this factor that, the syllabus is completed, I have completed a degree and I'm available for the job. Probably nobody is ready to pick you up for a job. Today, the concept or the ideology is more towards connecting the student with a skill so that he will be able to understand his talent. So the first level of development economics is that we need to start building this exercise throughout so that we are able to create a 50 crore population. When I say the number 50 crore, that's the number of youngsters we have in our country. That 50 crore population would be job ready and job specific altogether. So, this is the target for us that we need to keep in our mind for the next 5 years and start building a strong and a creative with an empowered youngster nation, a youth oriented nation, so that our country will be able to overcome any of the economic challenges and start becoming the best nation in terms of employment. With this, I would like to conclude today's session on developmental economics. In the coming sessions, I would be discussing more about what are all the developmental strategies that you need for our country to grow. Thank you for joining me today on this wonderful session. I hope and believe that you were finding this interesting, informative and educative. Please do share your opinions and comments with me, and please do subscribe to my channel. Until then, goodbye and good luck from my side. Thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen.